schizophrenic. At least that's what we're calling ourselves anyway. Being a schizophrenic is a wild thing to identify as. Fuck, I fucked it up. Fucked it up. Fucked it up. We tried. We tried. Uh, Again, we had something cool. Um, cool working. Was not able to execute from brain to lips again. Um, we'll try again. Reset and go back later. So I guess I have to. It's a weird. Eh, that's gonna fuck that up too. As as a schizophrenic, you kind of realize realize you're able to sit back and realize a couple things. Um, Kind of have a new appreciation for or realization of what it's like to maintain a child's mind. Um, I used to think that being a child, having a child's mind was just being curious about things and open to like new realities and accept things for what they are. But then as I've expanded into the the me we us you universe, um, and recentering the I. Oh, that's fucking too far on that one. Uh, um, um, like you get back to like when you were a kid. That's when you had. uh, was the last time you were able to have voices in your head and everything be okay? Um, like, what was the joke I was trying to get in there? Like, schizophrenia is in my universe, schizophrenia is like the difference between you becoming the voices and all of the voices having their own name. Like, yeah, yeah. The delivery of that can be much smoother and hilarious, but it's kind of the wild part of it. And as that, I've imagined myself being the I've made up a role of being the eternal chancellor and the unofficial, unsolicited, unconfirmed executive league of fans that there's currently only one person in, um, making myself essentially the voice no one wanted, but it's going to say what it's going to say anyway. Uh, um, Yesterday I had a tweet out or whatever the fuck they called that said, at this moment, Pat McAfee made me re-experience what it's like to realize that there's no Santa, and then something to the effect of you either die a hero or live long enough to be a villain. And it was an interesting internal monologue dialogue about that, um, where it's like this whole diary of polarizing figure release drama shenanigans is like it's uh it's an interesting choice. Eh, and it's like from from the perspective of somebody who doesn't care beyond what you share, which is what I think like the core group of a fan base is um, like that college buddy that's never gonna ask you to go out, but when they do and you get in a fight, like they're gonna be there to have your back, and they're always gonna be the ones that you never see but you go out for a drink and they give you the profound advice and say the shit that somebody needed to tell you the whole time. Like, I don't know. It's much smoother in my head, but like, that's the place that this is coming from. Like, that person that's not always there and doesn't really care, but is never going to give you the wrong information. Yeah, fuck. Not funny, dude. But like, I don't know. The giving them saying fuck you. Like, this seems like it's an interesting time because like I use the universe as a mirror, and like we look for we look for images of ourselves in people that other people look at. That's kind of what admiration or an idol or whatever is if the more people who look at you to see themselves, um, like that's the definition of influence, right? So um, I don't know what that's the definition of, but I feel like that is relevant to this discussion. um, I don't know what I was saying, but like I hope this is like this release. We we let the art speak for itself, kind of situation. Like it's this seems like the moment where we transition from um, Pat McAfee, the punter, trying to prove like this sounds horribly bad, but it's like it seems like this is the diary of a polarizing figure is the suicide note of the Pat McAfee punter trying to be, uh, for lack of a better term, media personality, whatever that is, and trying to prove himself to the Pat McAfee that is has proved himself and gets to enjoy all of the fruits of those labors because as much as to the outside world both of those exist but only one of them, like I don't know how to explain that. Like this is the shedding of all of the 97% of that version of you to become the bigger version of you. And I hope like after the release, like the addressing everybody individually with tagging them of the album is at some point the lion has to stop caring about the hyenas is like the analogy that runs in my head. And like it's the opposite for it's the same but different. Like I need to shed 97% of the person that like cares so I can make jokes about being a schizophrenic and defending people about that bullshit. I don't know. But that's nonsense. Um, so what were we doing? I mean, so yeah, I was talking the joke that I want to run through is like I think I want to add in something because I need to. Yeah. So the arc is going from like need to make the connection between like this experience is what is like the definition of faith. Um, like consciously or subconsciously, experience wise, the experience that I'm having is like in the middle of this idea of being absolutely insane and being absolutely genius. And if you think about what that place is, and when you're actually in the middle there, it's um, neither one of neither one neither one of those things matter. So it ends up just being like what is, and that's kind of like part of me is realizing like that's what the goal of everything is. And like how do I present that in a funny manner where it's like we don't mm, um, yeah, you stop caring again, like it goes back to this, I don't know, the cycle of like you care so much you can't care, or you don't care so much that you end up caring. Like which way is the best way to get to the answer? To care so much that you have to figure out what not to care about, or to not care and then have to figure out what you do care about, because they both end up at the same place. Ah, fucking Jesus. Fucking mansplain all of everything. Awesome. Um, Hello, I am Simple Sean, we purposely perform as Simple Sean and reluctantly react as Tinfoil Hat Time. I'm Sean, and I'm a schizophrenic. Um, as I'm learning about schizophrenia is different um, in that instead of you becoming the voices in your head, the voices of all of the voices in your head have names and you know them. Does he have to go steps? All the voices, all of the voices, you know all the names of all the voices in your head, and you have standing dates with them. Eh, what is the punchline there? You know their names. You know their names, and you know their names so well that like you do something like they're a part of you. They're your friends. They're that we part of you. What's the fucking what's the punchline there? I don't what That's the joke. I just don't have the like that's where I need people to come in and like what is the word that gives you the experience that you think you would want to have at the end of that joke? And then based on what you say, I can figure out like I mean there's an experience that you're trying to go. It's weird. Art is the reflection of is the observer's reflection of society. And I would say that most art, mm, art is typically made by the person, um, and they just do it, right? Like the good art, they didn't like this is what I wanted to express to the world, and there's so much emotion or feeling into it that it becomes iconic. Um, Instead of like your what feels like your produced art where it's like they know what you like and we're just going to keep giving it to you until you stop liking it. And if you never stop liking it, you're always going to, that's what we're going to keep giving it to you. So it's like fucking jump the shark there. What the fuck was I even talking about? Oh yeah, so got to figure out what that is. Schizophrenia is knowing the voices in your each of the voices, you knowing the names of each of the voices in your head, and for many of them, you have group texts with them, and you have private group text with some. Mm. That's the hole in it. That's where I'm at. I don't have the right word. Hello, we are purposely performing as Simple Sean, and we reluctantly react as Tinfoil HT. My name is Sean, and I'm a schizophrenic. I've as I learn more about schizophrenia, I've learned that schizophrenia is it's not so much you becoming the voices in your head, but all of the voices in your head. You know all of their names. Um, you know all of the names of all the voices in your head, and for most of them, you have fuck. You got to deliver. For most of them, you have a private. Nope, I don't like that. Does not flow at all. Private. Private. I don't know. I don't like it. Whatever. Private. That. It's weird that schizophrenia has. It's weird that people experiencing this have such a bad. I don't like this today. Like the flow's coming in my head pretty good, and I'm almost able to like understand it enough to make it into words. Um, and in my mind, it's not bad, and that makes me the most nerve-wracking part of this experience right now is that it could be good. Like I could be really good, and I don't know if I don't not sure that that's what I want. And like you probably should be sure like that's what you want. And you also need to like not be delusional. So it's like a thin red line or whatever. Um, we are purposely performing a simple Sean. We reluctantly react as tinfoil HT. My name is Sean, and I'm a schizophrenic. I'm a self-diagnosed schizophrenic. Um, I pay my $8 to Elon, so I have Grok to diagnose all of my cognitive errors. Mm, need to stop, like, so it goes from I'm a schizophrenic, self-diagnosed schizophrenic. Do I make the joke? Do I make a joke of I've I pay my $8.99 a month so AI can think for me. What is the value? What is the exchange? Pay my pay my $8.99 a month so AI can think for me. So AI can think for me. It does like none of us ever thought AI was going to think for us, right? Well, like, would you all like? I don't know. I still to this day think when I think AI, I think of Kit from Knight Rider. Just like this is the odds, and you just do whatever the fuck you want to. That's what I envisioned, and like to have this nonsense is kind of wild. But today was not a good day. Not a good day. Not a good day. It's weird how much this is like so much like football practice or like working out and all the other stuff. Like you you go into the gym and you put two plates in the bar and you jump underneath it and you try to do a squat and it's like, oh, this is fucking easy, this is fucking easy, fucking easy. And like same thing, you go through your cycle, 3 days later you put to the side bar and like, oh, this is fucking easy, this is fucking easy, this is fucking easy. And then a couple days go by and you put 225 in the bar and like, this is a little more difficult. And then go back and it's easy. And then you go back again, it's just like you can't fucking do a squat. Like no rhyme, no reason, just like fuck. But then the next day you go and like you need to put 245 on the bar because 225 is too easy. Like it's so wild how they like constant evolving. Like that's there's an equation out there that you can win $1 million for if you can solve with math, but you need a new math to solve it. So if if you've invented the new math to solve that equation, um, how long do you think it would be for that math to be acceptable as the proof for the equation? And that's what you get to do if you're a schizophrenic, is you get to imagine what it would be like to like you literally imagine what it's like to invent math to solve a problem to win $1 million. Like you can only get there with by walking that line of having that by having faith. But faith is just the ignorance of genius or insanity. That's what faith is. Like faith is just the ignorance of genius and insanity. Because then it just is. That's it's now a religious experience. It's I guess maybe not caring. It's the epitome of not having zero fucks to give. I don't know. I'm not really looking for laughs, right? We're not trying to get people to laugh. I mean, you are, but you're not. Are, but you're not. I don't know, 30 minutes is fine today, I think. Not a good day. I like the line that I like the way the arch is going for this. Start off like it's an AA meeting. Explain genius, insanity, faith thing. Because then when we get to, because we're going to move to me being the answer to the question of what would Jesus do, Jesus would fucking cause a problem. Jesus would break everything. Jesus would walk into the room and be like, "You're the dumbest motherfuckers here, and I have a better way to do this, and this is what we should do." And then like get into the fact, like the joke about like I don't think Jesus didn't die for your sins. Like Jesus just died because he wasn't going to stop his sins, and you had the same sins as him. He died for his sins, but yours and his for the same. And it was more of, it's kind of like those who want liberty and those who want peace can't have either, whatever. Like there needs to be friction for, there needs to be resistance for anything to be, for there to be, I don't know, it's electricity. What's the electricity term? That was something that I came up with the other day. Like if you think of everything like electricity, like you need to have singularly focused people or neither focused people. Like that's what an electron is, maybe. I don't know, the smaller one. Um, they either only care about it or don't care about it at all. So they're either the item in motion or the item that the item in motion is in. That's something to think about. It's weird, right? Like the indifference is like this thing that controls the viscosity of the viscosity of it. Like if you really don't care, it just moves like a vacuum. But if you care a lot, it's like trying to go through a piece of rubber. That's a weird and accurate description of what's happening somewhere in the universe right now. And I have no idea why that was relevant to anything. I mean, it's relevant to everything, but nothing that we're currently doing. I feel bad for my person. I'm starting to do this like not at the desk where I just kind of don't have less of a filter. it's it's been a wild. You can tell that she's kind of annoyed with it, but she's a good sport. I appreciate it. But there's a non-zero chance that she kicks me out. But hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm, it's so weird that I imagine just like everyone that watches this to think that I'm a psychopath. And like I totally don't blame them. But at the same time, it's just like, uh, but I'm not. Like I know what's happening. I know what I'm doing. Um, at least right now, I say it out loud. It's wild to again, you watch the documentaries and the stories of like the things that you envision, and there was always like some of them were like, well, did you know that you were doing this in the moment that you were doing it? And some of them, if not a lot of them, are like, no, I was just doing what I was doing. Now, if you're doing what you're doing, and while you're doing what you're doing, you see the potential to have that question asked for you, do you take the moment and appreciate and ask yourself, why am I doing what I'm doing? That's that is the questions that you ask when you have your tribunal of voices in your head. I, me, we, and us. And then we and us also have a you that influences them. So you have all of those layers. That's the personality. And at the moment, I is trying to become we. I is trying to become we. Because that's what has to happen with good, better, best, right? So, like, if I is the best, I has to become part of good. And that's where you can only pass like 3% along. Wouldn't it be weird if that's how evolution worked? 3% of the I is able to become part of the we. And 3% sounds like a lot, but like if the I can only be, this is how my math works. Like, I'll tell you, like, let's see if I can explain it to you. So, like, I can only be 124 data points. It can only be 24 systems. That's the maximum amount that I can be. But the we can be 224 times 124, and then double that, and then that times 120. Yeah, times 124. It's 124 squared times 2. Basically, you need to square. 124 is the maximum I. And then each one of the we is each one of the i's is squaring each one of the i's. And then we is squaring each one of those. How big would that number be? Is that a big number? Probably not as big as you think it is, but probably bigger than like we can fathom. So if it's 124 squared, that's our i's to the we. It's 15,376. So the we to the us is that squared, which is 236,421,376. So that is the I, the we, the us, we, us, you. And potentially, I, we, us, you is 2 million. So I 3% of I gets to become, so 3% of 124 is, we'll say 5, just for, and then you're just going to put 5 into that big, into 236 million. Like, that's nothing. 236 million is a lot. But then we get into another level when we get to square that to 5 to the 16 tens. Wow, that's a big number. 5 point whatever, 5.5 to the 16th. That's like the next level of consciousness, is at that data point. But that's what I'm saying. It's like 3% is not anything. It doesn't even really matter to where it's going to. Because once your good becomes your better and your better becomes your best, like, you have to, your good has to whittle down to, from 236 million to 15,000. That's what has to happen. Like, you either have to bring those together to make one system you completely control, or it doesn't matter and you get rid of it and it just floats away, so it's a zero. It doesn't exist. You don't care about it here. Like a wizard. I'm like one step away from fucking standing on a sidewalk yelling at a megaphone. And that is real white people problems. But yeah, we out. We out. Well, I'm tired. This isn't going well. I did not focus at all. So as always, there's no action without reaction. React with purpose. React promptly, and if possible, react politely. If everyone took care of themselves, we would all be taken care of. And finally, if you don't like what you see,